This one's going to be a good time because Florida State stinks. UNC at Florida State tomorrow, 3:30. FSU, Florida State, the big bad bullies, all the Seminoles, all the, we're too good for the ACC, all the, we need to sue to get out of the ACC because you're holding us back. They're a get-right game. They're someone you love to see on your schedule when you have some things you need to work out. But what happens if you got right last week against UVA, like UNC did, and now you're playing Florida State, who's a get-right game? Well, then it's a get way fired up game. It is a get to the next level game. It is a get even more right game. Florida State is 1-6 in conference, 1-7 overall. Their lone win was a 14-9 slugfest against Cal, and what was Cal's first ACC game of all time. So
I think it was in Tallahassee, if I remember correctly.
It's a 5-point win over a team that can't score. Florida State's offense, I have some stats for you. I have some rankings for you. I'm telling you, I'm giddy.
I can tell.
Florida State's offense, yards per game, total yards per game in the ACC. They are ranked dead last. What about rushing yards? Rushing yards per game. In the ACC, they are ranked dead last. Points scored, right? That's really the whole goal. The whole goal is to score points. Points scored. Where is Florida State in the entire ACC? Dead last. What about passing yards? Passing yards in the ACC. Where's Florida State ranked? You're probably going to say dead last. No, actually third worst. So they're pretty good at that. Or they're just always behind and they're slinging it around and they throw a bunch of turnovers too. Anyway, Florida State's offense, we'll take an average of their rankings and pretty much every meaningful stat, a dead last in the ACC.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Florida State's defense, by comparison, is great. By comparison to most other teams, not so. They are dead last in the ACC in rushing yards allowed per game. That's what happens when you are trailing most of the game. Sixth worst in total yards, seventh worst in points allowed. They are the third best ACC team as far as allowing the fewest passing yards per game, but that could be what happens when you are trailing and the other team isn't throwing the ball because they just want to get out of there. So who should have, based on all of that, who should have a giant game for UNC against Florida State? Part of me wants to just go, everybody. But let's zoom in. Let's be a little bit more specific. I think Kamen Rucker should have a big game. Had a big game last week, 3 sacks and an interception. I think the secondary should have a big game. Whoever's been playing quarterback for Florida State has been vulnerable to the big mistake. And when they're not vulnerable to the big mistake, their average yards per attempt has been negative. They've been seemingly throwing every ball into the behind the line of scrimmage. Secondary can take chances in that situation. And then the most obvious thing in the world, who should have a big game for UNC? Omarion Hampton. He is, depending on like how often you watch UNC, he's between the top 2 and top 4 running back in the entire country. I think most have Ashton Genty as the number 1. He's going bananas at Boise. Other than that, you could put him any in the next couple of slots. Omarion Hampton is the truth. And you're going up against a team that is dead last in the ACC in most rushing yards allowed per game. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. And I hope that UNC doesn't try to get cute. I hope they're not like, I bet you they think that we're going to run Omarion Hampton a lot. So we're going to, no, run Omarion Hampton a lot. This is, by the way, a broken record. I say this before every UNC game. Run Omarion Hampton. But I'm saying it louder before this game. If the passing game is slow, it shouldn't matter. But if it, Jacoby Criswell, protect the football. Get rid of it on time. The one thing Florida State has is they do have athletes on the defensive front. Get rid of the ball on time. If you do that, you should win by a bunch, just like last week. And you should enjoy the heck out of it. You should have joy and jubilation in your eyes on the sideline because you get to beat the heck out of Florida State. When Florida State wins, you know what happens. Their fan bases, and when they win, rightfully so, but they enjoy it. They enjoy your despair. They talk down on you when things are going well for them. Do the same. Maybe not all the way there. Don't go full Seminole. No one ever wants to go full Florida State Seminole, but enjoy it. You know, it's you get a chance to knock out the bully, you knock out the bully. Florida State's bad. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't know how physically and like just within the realm of possibility, I don't know how last year's team and this year's team at Florida State like practice on the same field and use the same facilities. It doesn't make any sense. How that I have to imagine after last year's undefeated run and should have been in the college football playoff, they could recruit the transfer. I know they're funded in the transfer portal. I just don't know how this happens. But it did, and I'll be darned if I'm not going to enjoy it. There's once a week somebody texts me, how are they this bad? And then we go back and forth with a whole bunch of like fake ideas. Well, maybe the quarterback, and maybe they did. Well, they did lose Keon Coleman and Trey Benson, and well, and there's no real answer there. We're just word salad.
Or maybe last year was just an anomaly.
Ooh, I like that. Fluke? I like that. Take that, Florida State. Last year's a fluke. You shouldn't have been in the college football playoff. How you like that?
Yeah.
I don't believe in it, but I'll say it.